Hey guys, Deb here. It's This Week at WeBuyHouses.com with
Mike Van Orton,
and it's
Master of Chaos.
Okay. It's been a busy week, and so this will be a quick show. We want to show you some clips of something we did this week that was really cool. Before we jump into that, Mike, we've got a big new market coming up.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to our licensee, Brooks Humphreys, who just picked up Atlanta. Great market. They're going to crush it out there. Brooks was already in. He started in Columbus and then expanded to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And now he's expanded to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And that's exciting. And they're going to do fantastic.
It really is. I think that's one of the best markets that was just sitting there waiting for someone to claim it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And there's still a few more like that.
Yep.
So that's, Brooks, man, it's great to see you expanding. And so we'll be working with him to put campaigns in place and hit Atlanta in a big way. And those are two great counties,
great markets,
in that area.
absolutely.
So, awesome to hear about that. This week, just yesterday, we're recording this. It's Friday, September 29th. And yesterday, we were down in Waco. Me, Tung, and Josh went down there. And it was really neat because we went down to hang out with Steven Johnson and look at a number of his projects, the renovations that are going on, and then interview him and basically find out how he does what he's doing down there. So the neat thing was, as we went, it was like a progression. We first went to a small house in McGregor, Texas, little bitty town. The downtown was just, it almost looked like a movie set. It was just funny. There was and then there was a movie museum that they were
Speaking of movie set, where Chip and Joanne, did you guys run into?
No, we did not run into Chip.
Because that's really what everybody wants to know. Hey, Chip and Joanne.
We did. I'll tell you. So we started in McGregor with a small house that's really going to be neat, and you got to see Steven in there making decisions and working with his contractors. And it's
cool.
Really neat.
That's awesome.
We went from there up. McGregor's about 15 miles out 84 from Waco, and we went from there back up into Waco, looked at a house. It's like a 3-2-2 type of setup, kind of a typical house. But also very early on, the Lowe's truck was there. It just delivered a room full of stuff, from lighting fixtures to flooring to paint, the whole thing. And then, so that house, I think it'll be just kind of a typical flip.
Right.
The third one is actually, it looks like Steven may keep this one for himself. It was a really neat house. It was just a few blocks away from the original Magnolia real estate office where Chip and Joanne started their business there in Waco. So literally just like 2 blocks away from that, you took a left, you're up in that neighborhood. The hot zip code, he said, was 76710, and this one was 76707, I think, or something was right right adjacent to it. But really cool house, and because he's doing this one for himself. It had quartz countertops and stuff like that. It was really nice. But one thing that we started, and then we ended up, the fourth house was one that was done, and it was in a very, very hot neighborhood called Woodway. And so it's where, in Waco, he said a lot of the houses that they're doing on the show are actually homes in Woodway. It's a very, very hot neighborhood of Waco.
No, so he was saying the show has really, brought a lot of buyers.
Yeah, it's just made Waco a very desirable area, and people, and the deals he's getting out. He's buying houses. He'll buy a house for $55, put $20 in it, sell it for $125 to $150.
And what's interesting about this is that it's one of the most competitive markets in the United States, and it's a small market.
Yeah, small.
Because of that show, it's the power of TV, but the power of the brand is, we talked about before.
It's the Waco's. It's got Baylor University. It's got a good amount of industry. There's a lot going on in Waco, and so it's a hopping place. And
no doubt.
But that Woodway house, the retail on that, I think he'll get $250 for that one, and so I think he was into it $160 or so.
So that's what he was talking about. What, netting around 80,000?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
80 grand.
So the other thing that we
One
noticed,
deal.
and so we'll do. I won't go into all this. We'll do a couple of shows, at least one or two shows, where you guys can see all that, get deep into his story and how he does what he does. Because the two things I wanted him to kind of go deep on was how do you manage doing all these projects? I think he has 10 projects going on at once. The money side of that, just the management of the contractors, that kind of thing. And we looked a lot at his consistent use of materials, so that there's not that many decisions being made as you go house to house. And that's what I think really is different than what you see on HGTV and reality. Is in reality, these guys have systems, methods, processes, materials, and there's a systematic method to doing these projects. And they're not in there going, should we do, so-and-so travertine tile? And no, it's like, man.
And one thing Steve was telling me, and you guys may have talked about this, is that he's able to maintain the same crew. And he knows them very well. And the way he maintains the crew is he keeps them busy. And the way he keeps them busy is having more deal flow. And
I tell you, you just listening to him on the phone, it was like, go here, go there. The materials are arrived over here. Go head over there. So really neat to see that and to get his insights, and we'll share those with you guys in the coming weeks. And so I think that will kind of culminate that. We wanted to spend time with Stephen to see how he did his sales process, which was what we did a couple of weeks ago. There'll be 4 shows produced. There's only 2 that are out so far on that. There's 2 coming. And then we looked at his renovation rehab process. There'll be 1 or 2 shows that come out of that. And so it'll be a good amount of content that allows people to kind of see best practices in a market where, like you said, it's not that big.
And guys, this is the real deal. This is not what you see on TV. This is the real deal, what really happens when you're renovating a real house.
Yeah.
That he got from a real brand, real marketing. I mean, this is, this is not fairy tale stuff.
It's so cool, though. He told a story about he doesn't have a television, but he was, I think he was at a place where you eat or drink or whatever, but his TV commercial came on, the WeBuyHouses.com commercial, and he said, that's me,
That's awesome, man. How great is that?
He's gotten deals from TV, from AdWords, and from direct mail.
And so by the way, just so if you're watching, you're not a licensee, most of you aren't, we have a TV spot in the can if you become a licensee that you can actually run in your market. So that's what he means.
In fact, I tell you what, in Stephen's honor, what we'll do is, when we end this, we'll run his spot at the end, his 15-second spot. That'll be a little commercial to Stephen. We'll wrap this up. For as far as next week, kind of a quiet week, we're getting ready for Nashville, which is the week after, and so we'll be busy doing all that, and so excited to go to Nashville and hang out with about 20-25 of you guys that are.
I know. I wish I was going. I mean, I'll be here at the office. If anybody wants to call me and talk about maybe licensing your territory, I'll be around. Get a blatant plug in here, but I'll be here. I'll be holding the fort down.
All right.
As they say.
Well, I think that's it for this week.
Yeah,
we'll be done. All right, my friend. Boom! Crushing it.
That's right. Get it right.
Any house, any condition, WeBuyHouses.com.
Want to sell fast? Go to WeBuyHouses.com. We'll buy any house in any condition. Get your no obligation cash offer today.
Call WeBuyHouses.com at 254-221-8800.
WeBuyHouses.com.